Hello, welcome to another edition of Talking Sports and Fitness with Zeke. I'm Zeke, sometimes known as Mike Zielinski. I'm honored today to have as my guest Samantha Donovan, who is the co-owner of Down Under Sports and Fitness, along with Stephen Praden, it's an all-purpose gym and fitness center in the VF Outlets. Now, could you give us a clue why it's called Down Under, Samantha?
I don't know. I'm not quite sure about that. I guess the accent's a bit of a giveaway.
I mean, I set you up, yeah. So you obviously are from Australia.
I am.
How long have you been in the States?
I moved over here in 1997.
And how long has Down Under been over at the VF?
Since June of 2009.
Did you do fitness in Australia before?
I did to a smaller degree and moved over here recertified, and took a couple of years for me to get back into it after some adventures within the area, trying some other things. Was an independent contractor, personal trainer, and then was lucky enough to create an LLC, and here we are today.
And what brought you to Reading?
I was married, and my ex-husband, yes, was from here, and I met him in Australia.
Okay.
I visited Reading. I thought it was a really nice area, and here I am. 10 years later.
So that's interesting. Well, at least you stayed.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about Down Under. I know you have some special things going on right now, but like an overview of, because you and Stephen have a lot of success there over the years.
Yes, thank you. We're a 13,000 square foot facility. We're actually located where the old Woolrich used to be. So the area is it's got some really neat history. Building's fantastic, and as I said, we've been there since June of 2009. We were in a smaller area next door, and then we expanded into the old Woolrich area. We're a fully equipped gym. We have all types of equipment, from circuit equipment to free weights to kettlebells, all of the latest, greatest modalities that are available, which we integrate into our group fitness classes. We have a nice membership base, and we're very fond of our members, and we keep growing the business per the feedback that we get from everybody, and yeah.
Now, do most people who are there, they're either part of a class or they're working with a personal trainer? Are there people who go in and just work out on their own? Yes,
absolutely. So our membership base does consist of that. The membership includes our group fitness classes. The personal training is separate. Okay. So, but a lot of the personal training clients, on their off times with any of our trainers, they actually go in to use the facility as well. So it's an all-inclusive facility.
Now, you specialize obviously in fitness, but also nutrition. You're very into nutrition and combining that with exercise to enhance the functionality of your clients, right?
Right, absolutely, and that's so important. Again, you can't sort of do one without the other. It's finding that moderation that works for each individual. And my interest sort of growing up was always nutrition, which I guess catapulted me into the world of fitness. And thank goodness now, with some education behind me and experience, we try to bring those two elements together to our group fitness class members, our personal training clients, and our members in general with programs, etc.
Probably don't have as much junk food in Australia, do they?
Who told you that?
They do?
We have a little bit of junk food, yeah. No, Australia has the same issues as the United States. And again, hopefully some education within the school system will eradicate some of the past issues.
Well, I guess maybe just a superficial perception on my part, but you always think of Australians as fit and healthy and active. Maybe not as sedentary as Americans.
To a degree, yeah, I'll have to say that. Going back home to and forth over the years, I'm noticing a little bit of difference though. I'm from an area that's Queensland on the Gold Coast, so it's a beach community.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and of course the weather's nice most of the year, so I think that's really important for a lifestyle, because people are more active being outdoors due to the weather, and from there they tend to eat a little bit better, so on and so forth. So
give us our viewers a few nutritional tips, especially if they're active and they're working out. Obviously you want to stay away from sugar as much as possible.
Probably sugar's the biggest problem these days, and again, there was a time where you saw all the low-fat products come out, and then everyone realised, and all the research was basically, it was an issue still, that people were putting on weight. So okay, so the low fat's obviously not the issue, and now it's fairly across the board that it's sugar that is the issue, and sugar's in everything. So biggest tip I can do, or I can say, is look at the labels on products. You'll be surprised at how much sugar is in most of the things you eat, certainly processed foods. And I'm vegetarian and have been for some time. And I find that, concentrating on, if you eat meat or you don't eat meat or animal products, whatever, the more whole the food is, the less processed the food is, you're going to be able to get yourself on the right track. And from there, you can, eat around your workouts or any activity that you do. And just be aware not to sabotage, that hard work that you're putting in.
It's like a job, isn't it? I mean, besides working out and finding the time for that, you got to work at eating the right things, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you're overweight and you're not having success, go to some kind of professional just to give you some tips. I mean, you can look at magazines, you can see what's on, the news, on any kind of TV show these days. There's a little bit of information overload, so then people will find it a little bit confusing as to where to even start. So the nice thing about going to a nutritionist or a trainer is they can start to understand what your schedule is or any other factors that may be making it difficult for you to get onto a good eating plan, and just give you some real world advice.
And it's nice to have a trainer because you can backslide on your own. But if they have to go in and see you or Stephen the next day and explain why they gained 2 pounds, so
well, we do make them accountable.
Does that discipline them more? Yeah.
I'd like to think we do make them our clients accountable. I like to talk to them, and hey, look, everyone falls off the rails here and there are easier and more difficult times throughout the year, and that's okay. But just remember, it's be conscious of what's coming up. If you're going to put on 5 pounds, then guess what? You've got to take off those 5 pounds, and
the older you get, the harder.
Absolutely,
it is.
What you used to do 5 years ago, don't think you can do the same thing. You've got to work harder, and you've got to, decrease your calories for the most part, and make sure that you're eating nutrient-dense foods. And the more you can get into a consistent workout program and a consistent nutrition program, you're going to find success.
Although, you have some new things at your gym now, and I think you could probably eat all the junk food you wanted if you could get through this routine, because it must burn off tons of calories. Yeah. It's called, it's aptly named the Inferno.
Right.
It's a fast-paced, station-to-station, circuit-based workout program that includes battle ropes, medicine balls, kettlebells, jump ropes, kicking boxing bags, slam balls, pilo boxes, spin bikes, and dumbbells.
Right.
I mean,
sounds mean, doesn't it?
Yeah. How long is that class?
Normally that one actually goes for an hour and I think it's an hour 20. So Stephen teaches that class.
Have you ever taken it?
I have taken. I did promise him I would take the very first class, and he wanted some constructive feedback.
Yeah.
And when I was able to get my breath, I did give him that feedback. But no, it's a really neat class. We have a lot of our group fitness participants are athletes. Some are not. So what we try to do is tailor the class so whatever your fitness level is, it can be modified. Right, and Inferno is probably not going to draw in a beginner fitness person.
Say a 180-pound guy. How many calories do you think he'd burn off in that hour?
I would say anywhere between 400 and 500 calories.
Wow.
400 and 500, and again, it's hard.
I would
There's
think
a lot
it would be more.
Yeah. Well, and again, once fitness levels increase and improve, and then they're able to increase their intensity safely without injuring themselves, then you're able to burn more calories.
What I like about it, it's so multiple. You're not doing the same thing over and over again.
Right.
It's not boring.
Right.
You also have, speaking of combating boredom, your Roll With It class. This is 12 to 18 different exercises with a class format changing week to week depending on a roll of the dice. Is that how that works?
Yeah, it sounds interesting, doesn't it? So at the moment we have 1 die and 2 dice. So the 1 die is a different colour. We will roll it, for example, if it rolls on a 6, that would be 60 seconds. We roll the other 2 dice, dice, and the combination of those numbers, so if it rolls on a 1 and a 3, that's 4, it would be exercise 4.
Okay.
So that would be 60 seconds on exercise 4. So you can see how it takes half the class to explain what's going on. It's really quite simple. But the fun thing is they're big, gigantic dice, and basically we kick them, whatever they land on. And then it's not the instructor's fault, it becomes the dice's fault.
It sounds like you guys try to make it fun and competitive.
We do, and it's so important to what we have. That's what we've developed all of our classes, to have that element of fun, because that's what exercise should be.
Tell us about the in-house obstacle course you have now.
This is an exciting one. We have some very keen obstacle racers who participate in the Rugged Maniac. That's a new one in the area.
Rugged Maniac?
Rugged Maniac. They've got some great catchy names.
Rugged Maniac.
Rugged Maniac. There's Tough Mudder, there's Spartan. There are actually a few different organisations popping up now because they are so popular. We have a trainer by the name of Ashley Whitmoyer, and she creates a lot of these obstacle courses. She's a very accomplished obstacle course racer herself, places top 3 pretty much most of the races she goes into. So you have someone that tries to mimic those particular obstacles that are in the races, but in an indoor environment. And from there, we train for a race that may be coming up. And last year, we did a group of about 20 plus people from the gym, and we all competed as a big group, and that was in the Rugged Maniac, and it was great. Everyone had a ball, it was fun, and then we had a beer afterwards.
You probably should have 2 beers.
Oh, well, we did.
Anything that I've missed, because we're basically out of time?
Okay. No, that's wonderful. We covered everything.
All right. Hey, well, best of luck to
Thank you.
and Stephen with Down
Thank
Under
you very
Sports and
much.
Fitness. Don't
Thank
lose
you.
the accent. That's really awesome.
I will try not to.
All right. Thank you so much, Samantha.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and to subscribe to the People Chronicles channel on YouTube.
These community stories are made possible in part by BCTV, Susie Ray Design, Queen City Family Restaurant, Lamar Advertising, Heidelberg Family Restaurant, Reading Air, Lions and Hole, Peanut Bar, and Kutztown University.